bit more Minecraft. Should be fun. So let's dive in. I got a build I want to work on. Oh, Rio. Okay, that's better. All right. Let's go take a quick look around. I'll explain a couple things to you, and then we'll get on with the build. So, revisited one of my first major construction projects in Minecraft, which was the road leading over to the mountain here. Fixed a few things about it I didn't like, added some trim to it, just a few little things, little dips, elevation changes. Started working on tidying up the bridge a bit. Ran out of granite, so I'll need to get some more, finish up the bridge. I'm eventually going to redo the pilings underneath as well. I don't like how they look. But that was just a fun little, how far have come thing. That was kind of neat. So that was a thing. Let's go over this way. Probably put the shield away. Let's just do this now. There we are. If I need an axe, I have an axe. So clean that big area over there. There's a few things to grab. Basically did a bunch of site prep for the build today. Did a used all the clay I've been manufacturing to do a nice brick wall here. And here we go. I'll keep that ladder there in case I need it. Let's go up top and I'll show you what I've been tinkering with. Get him. All right. So redid the mud bit. If you weren't here and you missed it last video, I think it was I redid this. Redid the mud pit. Works much better. Like that. Getting dark. I'll have to go have a quick nap. Have also been experimenting with automatic harvesting. One sec here. Turning my headphones down just a touch. Right. So redstone with an observer up top, with the idea that, of course the cane doesn't get that high, right? Sugarcane only grows 3 blocks. So the observer never fires. To trigger it, I either have to manually hit the button back there or just throw a block in front of the, right? So every time there's a status change in front of the observer, the pistons fire, right? So, and then, if the sugar cane's that tide, knocks it off, and there's a little puddle of water here. The walls are just to keep stuff from flying all over the place, right? So, I still have my, my research lab over here, right? This is working okay. It has basically proven concept. Now, the idea is to redo this today, over in the bigger space, and put the resources. You can see how the waterfall works, right? put the resources in position such that if I do it right, that all of this stuff, yeah, it just floats up to the surface. It doesn't really do what I want here. The glass isn't tall enough, isn't high enough. There's a few things going on that cause problems. But generally speaking, it works. The idea is to set it up so that current across the top drags stuff. Oh, go away, George. It must be raining out. Um, that, you know, the current flowing across the top vacuums up all the pieces, um, and probably set up one observer block so that when the kelp is a certain height, we just stomp the whole thing off, and we get a big batch runs down the pipe all at the same time, right? And then down here into the the crates, into the hoppers, and into the burn bin, right? You know, I get 20 pieces, I think it is, dried per block of kelp, or thereabouts. So it is absolutely an energy positive setup. That's working really well. Um, so yeah. So been thinking about a few things. I'm really torn, and I'll explain to you why. The automated idle farm systems are cool, sure, but they're not very satisfying. It's cool to make it work, but this game is so small scale that I think I would almost rather a push button, where I have to be slightly involved in the harvesting, right? Um, versus just having it fire automatically and me not have to be involved at all. I can't decide. Let me know what you think. But, so the idea is that, yeah, we're going to be building over there. So we'll have an app. So yeah, we'll have an app, and we'll get on to the next piece of the puzzle. Finding my monitor headphones really loud today for some reason. Just okay. All right. So if I'm going to do 2 rows of 8, I need 16 pistons. Now we're going to scrap my my test unit over here because obviously don't need it. Yeah, this is proof of concept, right? Can it be done? How does it work? Yes, I know it can be done. Obviously, people are doing it, but the question is, can I make it work and can I understand it? So you can see the idea, right? Pretty straightforward stuff. And if I stand here, actually, I'm gonna chop the wall down here. Oh, hello, bee. Here we go. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it around the wall. Darn it. Yeah, okay, you won't see it. If I stand here, right, you can see the piston pop. And so the observer, I think the idea is what I'll do is when I set it up over on the other side, I'll set it up so that the observer will fire if it reaches tall enough, but I'm also going to leave that trigger mechanism in so that I can just manually fire it myself. So if I'm busy doing something else, I don't lose production, but also, you know, there. And I think I'm just going to fill this in too. So we're going to take all this apart. And then I've got to go build some pistons and some other stuff. And It's an expensive project. It's going to be a lot of iron to do it, but energy independence will solve. Well, energy independence. It's not like we're having problems. We produce. I produce enough wood that if I wanted to, we could just run the place on charcoal. Um, I'm sure everybody else knows it, but I tripped over an interesting behavior in the game, and I'll show you what it is I'm talking about. Um, if I take, okay, that's 7 saplings. Okay, so I'll do a 4. So if I do a pattern that looks like this, I'm going to get what looks like one tree, that shape, that makes harvesting dirt really easy, right? I've done a couple of 3x3s, and yeah, you get this block of 36 pieces of oak in one pass, easy to harvest. Um, so, for example, with the plantation down the way there is pretty and all, but for I'm probably going to start probably back there doing some industrial planting using these these 3x3 grids of birch, oak, and cherry, and yeah, that's 36 pieces of wood in a matter of a couple of minutes of harvesting. Very little fuss involved, right? Easy to do. So, right then. Okay. Um, so the first thing we need to do. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is make some pistons. Oop, wrong door. Forgot to close the door. Hello, bee. Let's see the suicide squid are at it again. I have the observer I care about. Let's go over here to farming. Let's stash this stuff here, which I don't need. Alright, I will need a pile of redstone. That's just a given. Just gonna grab 2 of those there. Those are repeaters. Darn it. Okay, I don't know if the repeaters are the way I want to do. I probably will need a lot more repeaters. Well, no. Yeah, I will probably need a lot more repeaters because I'll need one per piston. We'll have to see and then come back and build. But I know I'm going to need 16 pistons, 2 rows of 8. So I need to make 14 more. That's going to be 14 iron. We'll start there. I'm just going to drop half a stack in there. Now, what do I need? What else do I need for a piston? Okay, so I'll need to crack up some more redstone, I'll need some cobblestone, and then I need planks. Okay. Good news is that's all stuff I have. Let's go here. Let me make that. Just convert the whole thing now. And then it's 3 planks per. So I'll need 45. Okay, I don't have... What we're going to do is we're going to convert some of that cherry into planks. There we go. Okay. And we have our pistons. So, oops. We'll go here, pistons, make them all, please. And there we are. Okay. So, and we're going to need 16 pieces of stand. Do I have that in the inventory somewhere? Yeah, 18 pieces of sand. Okay. I'm going to recover some of this when I take the other thing apart, right? But and then we're going to have to go make some glass. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is come in 1, 2 to here. And we're going to put down our 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has to be 8 long. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And therefore, so, right? Then we're going to want... Oh, I'm out of cobblestone. Awkward. Let me go get some more. Well, it doesn't need to be cobblestone. It needs to be... it needs to be stone of some kind. I'll see what I have a lot of. Which may just be stone. I don't know. We'll see. And I need a barrel as well. As a project garbage bin, right? Oh, did I leave? I might have one over there already. I can't. I'm being fuzzy here. Okay, let's put those planks back. There we go. I don't know. Maybe use the oak. So I'm going to grab that, and we're going to do that there. Right. That probably will look kind of pretty. All right, let's go lay some of that down. Yeah, I've got buckets over here already. All right, don't need that. Oops. All right, so we'll just toss this in here. We'll toss that in there. Probably the ingots as well. Probably the trapdoor. And we'll put the oak there. Oh, don't like that. I didn't realize it was going to do that. Much prefer the vertical grain. There we go. We do the same thing over here. Okay. And then we'll close off the end as well, right? Now, what I want to do is put the processing end down here. So this will be where the chests go and stuff. Okay. Let's go get a nap before we get so I don't wind up attracting creepers into my project space. All right. Okay. Trees are growing already. Or did they just revitalize the green canopy that was left? Oh no, it's a tree has popped. Okay, it's just the one in the corner has grown up that size. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 2 blocks down here to remind me that this is the end I want to build towards. So now what we do... Um, Now I want glass, I think. Right, because... So there's going to be stuff planted here, right? So I need to have the observers one block higher than that. So what I think I want to do for pretty is now surround this whole thing in glass. So let's do that. Let's put this in here. We don't need to lug it around. Just put a few things in here. Right. Yeah, okay. So I need a pile of glass. 16 plus 4 plus 4 would be 24. I need 24 pieces of glass for a layer. I have 30. Okay, so I will need to make more glass. Because I can't recover any of the glass I used in the other in the test build, right? Good news is sand is cheap. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So now here, I'm gonna put wood there because I suspect I will need to cut these out, and I don't want to break glass, right? If there's good odds I'm gonna have to replace it, I'm not gonna use glass there. There we go. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is put a few dirt blocks over here so I can use that as a scaffold to walk around. I suppose we can use that too. Okay, so now we start at this end. And we're going to need our machines, our pistons. Right? And they face inwards. Okay. And turns out that using glass makes no sense. But, alright, well, here we are. Now, well, we'll see. Because even from the corner, being able to see down the line, like if I... Because the catch is, I think that's where the redstone has to go. But even that gives me, you know, a square of visibility that I can look down, and I like that, so I'm okay with it. All right, that's fine. Even if I have to close this up, right? Okay. So now we're going to do a test of this. I'm going to put a dirt block here. No, I'll use a piece of wood. There we go. Gonna grab my redstone, put a liner of dust across the top, and see if this does what I think. Put a button. So we'll put a button here. We'll go up here. Yeah, that's not going to work. I can just tell by the way it's doing, but we'll see. Go down here. Oh, it does work. But it only lights the first one. Oh, because it blew the top. Okay, it blew the redstone off. Okay. Yeah, so I was right. Okay. So yes, I will need to put a redstone track behind this. And I don't think I can put redstone across glass. Well, I can test. Does redstone go over glass? Yeah, it does. Okay. So I could make that redstone line glass. All right. Now I need a lot more glass. Let's go make some glass. Because if I quote have double tank walls. But yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay, let's put all this stuff here. Away. And let's go get my my boat. I have a I'm so happy with that rebuild. Oh, looks good. All right. So I think what we're going to do is just... Am I... Yes, I am wearing the helm. Okay, good. We're going to pop off and... So I'm going to need at least 30 pieces, if not more. Bit of a current there, you say? I think it's the turbulence caused by the blocks actually moving the water around, as it were, as the... Whoops. Affinity is not invulnerability. Okay. Missing a... We have a block escaping. Come back here. That goes down quite a way, doesn't it? A couple more blocks over here we want to go get. Okay. I'm going to need 4 rows of glass at 16 per row. Hang on a sec. No. 4 times 24, we said. Wow. There we go. So I need 96 pieces. Okay. Oh, we have an ad break in progress. Okay. And it's raining. All right. And it's getting dark. So that's our first pass. I'll go throw this in the feeder. Sorry, in the super smelter. And get a nap. That'll run out while I nap. That'll get me so 90. So yeah, if I get if I go get another stack of sand, that'll get me enough glass to get what I need to have. You know, if I make a mistake or something, because it's not 4 rows, it's actually 5. So yeah, I'll definitely need 2 stacks. Okay. Yeah, the idea that you cannot recycle glass kind of drives me nuts in this game, but whatever. Game designers do. That's just how they are. All right, here we are. All right, we'll park here. Doesn't take long. It's acting like I'm walking under something there. Up, up, up. Again, the water physics in this game are just weird. Well, it's because they're not really physics, they're arbitraries. um, yeah, it's acting like there's a solid object there that I can't see. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Okay, that should be plenty. Let's go get this into the refiner. Oh, that reminds me. Wanted to fix that. There. Oops, that's too much. There we go. And that was getting annoying trying to avoid that spot. All right. May as well throw that in as well. Chomping away. No, packed mud wound up in there. Another one. That's odd. That was a mistake click. For sure. There we go. Okay, we'll get started. Let that keep churning. By the time I come back, by the time I run out of this, that'll be done. Yeah, that's all ready to harvest again. Okay, so now what we have ascertained is I can do this. All right. I'm just going to do this bit. Oops. Yeah, okay. Now I've got to do the corner because otherwise it's going to look weird. Poop. All right. Right. So come up here and hack this out of here. There we go. And now grab our button. And again, I don't know what goes here, so we're going to put some timber there. Yeah, okay. All right, let me... All right. If processing is happening down this end, I'm going to run the wiring the other way. Oh, I need the redstone itself. That helps. And I don't have enough redstone, but I'll drop what I got and we'll go from there. So, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, all right. So, the problem, of course, is that the redstone is not going to go into... I'll show you, right? If I do this, a line across, and I put the button here, right? Oh, doesn't matter because it's not gonna. The button won't activate the redstone anyway, because it's a transparent block. It doesn't transmit. Um, well, foop. Um, well, that might have been a waste. But yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is pick up the redstone, and I'm going to have to put redstone repeaters behind it, and then a solid block line behind it. So that's a bit of a drag. So I'm going to need some more oak. Good news is the next batch is right there. Okay, let's get this out of here. Well then, he said. Okay, let's we'll use some block birch then, and I'm gonna grab the cherry wood while I'm here. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's start with the block birch. Oops. Nope. Hate that. Well, hate's the wrong word. Not my preference. And then that I can just go square across the top. And then I'll have to do the same thing over here. And that should be okay. All right, now. Now that would work, yes? Yeah, that'll work. Let's just verify that. We'll put a switch down here. Nope. So we'll need to put repeaters in. That sucks. All right. I hope I just haven't wasted a bunch of glass. I mean, like I say, it's not like glass is expensive. I just hate it. It's just because it is not a renewable, it just annoys me. So, okay, there we go. Yep. So, all right. So I need 9 more redstone repeaters. All right, let's go do it. I could use target blocks, but they just look weird. Or do they? Let me test that theory first off. It's a hay bale and 4 redstone dust. Okay, I'll play your silly game. Let's make 2 and see what it looks like. I have my doubts, just so we're clear, They just visually seem a little obnoxious for this job, but I have had stranger reactions to things.
Oh, that looks cool.
What? Right. Because the catch here is that you'll notice that I don't have redstone to here. I suspect this is going to fire, and we'll test that right now. Nope, the far one did not fire. I need to sit a torch on top of one of these. There. That's the one I'm looking for. Yep, the only one that does not fire. Okay. So then if I'm here, you can't really see it. Yeah, if I'm here on the other hand, that just looks daft. Okay, yep. So we'll save that for a project where they're not going to be visible, and we'll use the redstone repeaters for this one. Okay. That's quote what I thought, but okay. So yeah, I need 3, so I need 9 more repeaters. Like I'm using targets under here. Oh, starving to death. How awkward. All right. Okay, so repeaters. What are they going to cost me? 3 stone, 2 torches, and okay, so all the redstone dust I have. Got it. Well, apparently not all. I have a lot more than I thought. I have 10 torches. Okay, I'm not as bad off as I thought then. That's okay. And then I need stone. Okay, I have a lot of cobblestone. I can just make some. But yeah, I do have. I already have stone. Okay. Just toss that up there. Okay. So I need to make 9. So I need 18. What's the problem? Oh. There we go. I can make 5 right away. We'll do that. And then I need to make 4 more, so I'll need 8 torches. Which means I need more sticks. Okay, let's first off do that. I need just some boards to make sticks out of. So I will need 8 of these. Yeah, there we go. 9. That gives me what I need. And we're going to do that too, because why not? Yeah, okay. We will throw the hay back in there. Oops, not that. That goes here, that goes here, that goes there, that goes there. Okay. right. There we go. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Ooh, I come up short somehow? How did I do that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Because I was working on the idea it was 6 long, not 8. Okay, so yes. All right, that makes sense. So I have to go make 2 more. 3 more, I said. Yeah. Okay. Just 2 more. Okay. Well, I have a spare now. 2, 1, 2. So that's 1. That's 2, 3. Yeah. That stays 1. That's 2. There. Yep. Okay. So now, when I push the button, let's get my axe here. Let's get these 2 pieces out of the way for now. I don't need them. It's just Aha! I have a problem. Too far. So I need to put another repeater in. So redstone has a maximum signal distance, right? And so by the time I get around the corner here, it's, quote, run out of energy. So we're going to put that last repeater there. And that should energize this piece here. In fact, I'm going to move it back here. There we go. All right, let's hit that button, and then we got to go take our safety nap. Nope, still not. Why? All right, we'll have to. I'll need to put a switch in to see what's going on. So we'll take a nap. And we'll install a switch, flip it to the on position, see what we see. Right. All right. Pretty sure I have a couple switches in inventory already, so we'll just go check that. Yep, lever. That's it. Right. So, what's going on here? You know, you're just in the way. Goodbye. All right. So, but did I install these ones wrong, or what did I do here? Oh, there's no redstone dust down this side, you dummy. There we go. Yep, alright. Okay. That was just silly of me. Apologies to everyone who was yelling at their screen. Right. There we go. So that's the first piece of the puzzle. Now we've got to build this up. Oh. I don't know if that redstone's going to stay there with that glass. Pretty sure it's not gonna. Pretty sure I'll have to go around the outside back. All right. Let's go get the rest of my... Well, let's go grab some glass out of here and test that. Yep, that's exact. So you see what's happening, right? So, okay. Well, I need that piece of glass there anyway, so that's not a problem, but the redstone absolutely is. So, we'll have to lift the redstone up. And we'll have to go 1 square further back. Like that. And then here... that, and then we need to do the same thing here. I kind of like the idea of being able to see the redstone glowing on the glass, so we're going to stick with that, but... Like that. We'll put the repeater here. Just to make sure that we get enough power to get around the corner, right? Okay. Now, next test. If I sit a glass block on top of you, you don't break the block. Good. Making sure. Okay. So then, kelp I think will hit 4 blocks, at least 4 blocks tall. Let's go double check that. Right, because this, what do we got here? So 1, 2, so base, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so yes, it'll hit at least 4. Okay. Let's just redo that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the hell? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was I do? How did I come up with that? What the hell did it? Okay, I'm having difficulty counting because of the water, it would seem. 1, 2, yes. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6, not 8. But yes, the point is it'll go at least 4. But I could go 6. Okay. Okay. So that's 3 already, right? Okay. Yeah, sure. Four, 5, 6. And then we'd need to go, all right, well, yeah. And then 1 higher, but I don't want to do that in glass just yet. So I'm just going to put a dirt block up there for now until I figure out what it is I want to do. Okay, back over to the smelter. And the next load ought to be ready. So we'll have to make some more glass because I'm going to be much bigger than I'd mathed for. But that's okay too. There we go. So 100 more glass. That might be enough. Do that. There we go. Now, I'm pretty sure I can be safe. Like that. I don't want to go any lower just yet. Alright, let's go take our safety nap. Well, waited too long. Oh, I'm running again. No wonder I'm out of calories. I could use a bite. All right. There we go. Okay. Now, I need some cobblestone, or I need some wooden slab. I gotta get. Let's go up here. Yeah. Well. Right. So what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's glass this in here. There we go. And then up here, I'm just gonna do a dirt lid on it for now because I don't because, well, I need a lid, but I don't know really what I want yet, so. There. I mean, worst that happens is it's a turf roof. Okay. So. Right? Kind of cool. Okay. Um. Okay, now I'm at the point where I have to go take the other place apart because they need the smelter and stuff that's in there. So we're gonna go rip that one down. Such is the fate of labs, right? Could use some more dirt. Yeah, I know. All right. So first thing we do, dive in and harvest all this. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Now we fill it all in with dirt. Right. For now, good enough. I'll finish the disassembly later. That's what I thought. Okay. Alright, go put this stuff away. And come back and get some more. Okay. So here, we want a couple of those. No, nope, that's not. Okay, so yeah, I'll need to. That's what I was afraid of. Alright, let me get a door out of here. Okay, that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I should be able to just go get the rest of it now. Because I need the chests for it to position properly. Oh, nice. Oh, we have nether bees, by the way. Unexpected, unintended side effect of having the portal located where it is apparently some bees have flown into the portal area from the outside and gotten teleported to the nether. So if you're in the nether now, there are several bees hanging around the portal. They can't figure out how to get back. And so there's this bee air force that's wandering around the area. Oh, okay. I guess we'll do some digging. Too valuable to leave here. Wow. Oh, good grief, and there's iron here, too. Alright, so, slight detour, please hold. Okay, just a piece of iron, but still. Wow, okay. Alright, now we just fill this space in with dirt, right? Whoops. Oh well, it's not quite what I wanted to do. Okay. So now, alright, so let's do that. I can just go in here for now. I'll need these. I'll need those. There, that should get us going. All right. So I need a chest there. And I need a chest there. It's the easiest way to... And then we do this, so it drops... Oh, no. Went the wrong way. That chest goes there. Or, sorry. Funnel. Hopper. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, nap time. Never feels like I get enough done with this. Okay, we've been at it for an hour. All right. All right. It ain't pretty, but it probably works. Okay. I'm just going to rough everything with cobblestone. I'll come back and do it over with better material. Right. So then here, I need a hopper there. I need a hopper there. So this hopper feeds that hopper, and then that goes into the smoker. Right there. Okay. So there we are. Now, if I want to be absolutely silly, I go down another deck. Well, I go down another 2 sets of blocks, put another hopper under that, and then dump everything that comes out of it into a chest. I don't think that's useful, just because there's so much storage capacity above that what's the worst that happens is the hoppers are full, the chests are full, and this is full, and yeah, okay, whatever. Right. So now I have to fill in around these. Oh, and that's the finished chest. We'll just tuck this down here. Right, because that would be the ultimate idea, is that you just auto hopper that or autofill that chest up, as opposed to potentially stopgapping here. I don't know. Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's go the whole distance here. So I'm going to need another hopper, which is 4 or 5 pieces of iron and a chest. So let's go see what we got. Five iron and a chest. Yep. Okay. Go. Oh, and I'll need a second chest. If we're gonna bother doing that, we're gonna double chest them. Always better with two. All right. So let's chop this out of here. There we go. Then we're going to go down another layer. Right. So we dippy-do here. That goes there. And then there we are. Yep, that opens. Okay. So then we can actually just, because I can get at it from here, we can just fill that in, I guess. Like so. You know what? I'm just going to do this for now. And again, I'll make it pretty later. Okay, so that gets us to the point that we ought to, ought to be workable. So we've got 27 coal there. I'm going to take half of that and just drop it in the smoker to get the process started. Right. Now, and then I need this is going to go here because it allows me to grab out of the chest, immediately flip over here, package everything up, right? Okay. Okay, cool. So now we need to seal across this, I think that's there. Did I foo-foo that? Yeah, I foo-foo. Yeah, I foo-fooed that. There we go. Nope. Okay. There. Yeah, I guess that's just how the ending here, the end piece is going to go. Fine. I don't want to fight with it that badly. And then this is going to get covered in glass. So we need glass. And that tree is now in the way. So we're going to take it down here in just a sec. Okay, so right. That ought to do that. I may have just screwed up, but whatever. Sort that. Okay. So you can see what happens. The water flow will be from the far end to this end, ultimately terminating down there, right? Ow. Okay. Now, you there, Mr. Tree. Yeah, that's what I thought. going to need some of my ladder back. You can see how much quicker this goes, right? And this is just a stone axe. I mean, there's no efficiency on this. There's nothing. But just because I don't have to run around in circles to get at the work area. Okay. So there we go. Okay, next nap. Excuse me. Okay. I think that looks kind of cool. All right. So now the next bit. Let's get rid of this. Interesting. Right. I'm going to need to make some more ladders, so we're going to go do that. Oof. All right. Ah, can't put it there. Alright, can I get to that one, though? Not really. Alright. Yeah, I might have just messed up. I mean, I can always break one of the panes of glass. I just don't want to, you know? Well, I can always... Yeah. I mean, this is the obvious answer, isn't it? Now, the catch here is I can't start low because these interfere with water. Which is what I'm trying to avoid doing. So, we'll do that for now. There. Okay, now, water. Maybe I should just move the other ladder down this end while I'm working. Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. Doopy doopy doo. Alright, back to game. Why do people have to bother me? You're harshing my vibe, man. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright, and then just, yeah. So, in the interest of my sanity, I think what I'm going to do is build a temporary well there. I can just drop down, grab water, come right back up, and continue. Because this part is going to be tedious. So now I need a couple of buckets and make a well. And then I'm going to spend probably a half an hour arguing with water flow. Bee spins. Okay, that's not awful if I can work 4 buckets at a time. I probably need to make some more tools before I go any further. So let's get myself a new axe, a new shovel. That's fine. And I think I'm going to just move the crossbow up out here, so that gives me 4 buckets to work with in terms of grabbing water, right? Sun's going down again. right? So then I have a water source. And then the last thing I need are slabs. So let's go get slabs. I forgot about that. I could just make some, but I think I have enough material. Yeah, I think I have enough already in an inventory that it'd be kind of silly just to make more. Let's go see what I got. They're temporary, so I don't even care what color they are. Yeah, okay, lots. 20 ought to do it. If I have to, come back with more. Okay. So step number 1 is marching. So we want to go, so it's 7 blocks, so this needs to be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 block of water goes there. All right. And then another block of water goes here. All right. Oh, it's getting, okay. I may extend this wall here for tomorrow. Okay, let's go get some sleep. 10 minutes is not a lot of time. Okay. What I'm going to do is stand here, stare out that way, and we're going to take a quick break. I need to leg stretch, etc. So I will be right back, and then we'll get on to it. Alrighty, we're back. Thanks very much for your patience. Let's get on to it. Get a nap here. All right. Okay, let's do this bit first. There. Now, what I need to do next is, so let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one, yeah, that's correct. Okay. All right. So you can see what's happening here in terms of the water current, right? So there's a couple spots where, you know, getting pushed around a bit. That's cool. So then, how's this going to work? Okay. You can come out of there. And we're going to put that bucket of water there, right? The pistons make this a little bit more awkward. Can I saturate a piston? Because the next where I would like one. No, I cannot. It does not work. Okay. So there's a bit of a current line there. That's cool. And then what happens is I get pushed about that far. So then right. Weird. Okay, let me get. All right. This is okay. Yeah. Right. So can I get How stable's this water? Enough. Okay. Sure, that works, right? Okay, now to conduct the experiment. If I chop one of these blocks out, what happens? The water stays. Okay. And you saw what happened. That block got driven straight to the ground, picked up by this bottom current, right? Okay. Okay, I need 2 more blocks here. There we go. And then I can go get some more water. Now, baller. I screwed it up. Okay, so there we go. So there's a constant down push this way, and hopefully that manifests itself into... Well, we'll find out here in just a minute. Right? Whoa! A little too exuberant there, coming over that. Whoops. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so we can see that there's a problem because the blocks aren't moving. Alright. So that didn't work. quick way to fill this in, but it didn't do what I wanted. All right. So let's go get a nap and let me think about this. Ouch. All right. So it didn't do what I wanted, which is unfortunate, but okay. That's the whole point of experiments though, right? So we'll go fill up our buckets, pack this thing full of dirt, and start over with our water. Um, because the idea, right? Hmm. All right. Well, see, this is working okay. It's the rest of it that's not. Okay. Hmm. Good idea, wrong way done. Oh, that's an interesting behavior. What's it doing? Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's. Dummy. Okay. So the idea, what I'm trying to do here is figure out how to manipulate this water flow. I think the only way I'm going to get what I want is by basically backfilling one entire end. Um, okay, let me... You see what that's doing, right? So that is the opposite effect to what I was looking for, but it's still cool. But now I know how to do it. Okay, let's get some air. Oh, that's a problem. There we go. Okay, I think I see it. There we go. That creates a flow that way. Mostly got the right idea. Right, we do that there. We go around the other side. We do that there. And then here. No, wrong way. Mm-hmm. Gets most of the way down, right? I wonder. Okay, so that one's... All right. We can dump a couple of these buckets here because that spot's okay. Here we go. But that really cuts down my grow height. All right, we're gonna have to start over, I think. Okay. Let me go get a nap. We'll come back and try that again. You can see what I've done, right? Is I've created a set of steps with water flow, and I'm hoping that'll get the job done. Okay, give one more stab at it here, and then I'm going to have to wrap it up. It's late. So if I take those blocks out now, there's no bottom current is the problem. There's plenty of top current, right? You can see that. But even at that, once it hits the bottom, it doesn't want to keep flowing. All right, I'll have to start over. Because I need a current moving through here, right? That's the idea. Like, there's plenty of current up near the surface, but that doesn't get me what I need. So, okay. Interesting. Nope, can't quite get up high enough there. Okay, I can do that. That'll work. I'll be able to stare up behind me. Like that, you can see the current there went, right? That worked okay. I don't know, maybe that's the answer, is putting in layered currents. Can you do that? Right. So here, well, we want to saturate these blocks for sure. Right, because we want current there. And then, oops. Does that, doesn't, yeah, that doesn't really give us a current the way we want it. Okay, that mostly does. Right. Now, now, here. Right. And then can I do it again over here? I can't tell if that's doing what I want. I'm getting driven to the bottom here. So if I drop a block here, what happens? Oops, no, not that. It's not quite what I meant. Floats up to the surface and doesn't go anywhere. Oop, whoa, 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 whoa. Silly. Okay. So then I would need to chip out those two blocks, maybe. Can I grab some water from in here? Right. All right. So let me go in here and grab me a couple of buckets of water. There we are. And then aim for that glass there. And oops, not that one. I mean, not horrible. I think I'm winding up with the same problem I had before. Ow. Creep when you're up on a narrow in a narrow high altitude, Michelle. So if I do that, what do I get? All right. So now, if I flood that one, and flood this one, and then here, right? The problem is, again, if I have a piece drop in there, it doesn't go anywhere. If it goes up near the surface, yeah, not even much of a current there until you get right at the edge of one of these, and then you get dragged along, right? Um, all right. Well, that's going to be it for today, I think. I'm going to have to do some thinking, and yeah. Now, if anybody can come up with a way to do that, like an order in which to pour the buckets and stuff, please let me know. Eventually I'll figure it out. I did it by accident with the other thing, but yeah, it would be nice not to have to fight with it. Because the problem is I'm not entirely sure I got the other one working, and that's the real challenge there. Right. So. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. Just give me a sec here. We're going to add an element. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Go away. Boop. Add text. Okay. Create new. Yep, that's what we're doing. Text. Email. Sec. Boop. Right. And then, yep, anti-aliasing. We're going to select font. We'll go with something pretty easy to read. That should be due. Okay, we'll try that. Okay. And then we're gonna, okay. There we are. Now, resize that a bit, right? I'll put that there. And then we can add some text effects to that. All right. Yep, we'll put a shadow on that. Sure thing. And then we're gonna go with ooh, ick. There we go, right? That gives it a nice outline glow. Okay, there we are. I've been meaning to have that on the screen for a while now. There we go. We can lock that, and I'll add a button to on off that. But there we go. So yeah, for those of you who've been wanting to send me an email, whatever, let me know what comments, questions, suggestions. You know, as always, leave them on the video, or send me an email to the address you see below, and I would be loving to hear from you. As I say, if you can come up with a way to put the water into that in order that I pour water on the blocks and stuff, that would help a lot, because the entire hinge on this one is getting everything for the water to move the material down to the pickup end. I got it working in the other spot, but this is looking to be somewhat more cranky. Now, there is a difference here in the design, and I just realized that. With the other one, I had a much longer runway at the end. It was like 4 blocks between the last row of kelp and where the hoppers were. So I may need to, that may need to be a change I make. But otherwise, if I can get it straightened out, I think it's going to be kind of cool. To get the because it's not really water. There's not an inherent flow. You can't it's either a non-moving source or it's a moving source, and the vector it uses is kind of arbitrary. So, but if I can figure it out, it'll be cool. So, yeah. Anywho, thank you again, everybody. If you're catching this later on the VOD, thank you as well. Do appreciate your time. I hope you have fun with whatever games you're playing. We should be here on Sunday as usual, doing more on this. And, yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. Almost forgot. Having problems getting water flow right. Okay, there we go. But yeah, there. So yeah, So as I was saying, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you're catching this later on the VOD, thank you as well. Do appreciate your time. That's it for today. We will be back on Sunday. Um, maybe Friday night. Not sold on that yet. I got a lot of stuff that needs doing. But yeah, at worst, we'll see you on Sunday, and we'll be continuing to work on this, and hopefully we'll get it working the way we want. All right, take care, friends. Have fun with whatever games you're playing, and we'll see you all again soon.